Order, order. Welcome to Reporters Without Orders, a podcast where we discuss what made news, what didn't, and what absolutely shouldn't have. Today we have with us our in-house reporters, Rajpurohit and Pratyush. Both of them have worked on stories that are looking at politics. One that is looking at the extent of its power, and the other, the quest for it. Hi Shiv, hi Pratyush, how are you
Hi.
guys doing?
Nice.
I'm good.
But Shiv, actually, let's just move straight to the story because that's what I want to talk to you about. You've done a brilliant profile on Sachin Pilot. It's so in-depth, it's so well written. Why don't you just tell us what this profile is about?
The profile is about a man who studied at St. Stephen's. He went to US to study management. Then he came back. His father died in 2000. In 2002, he entered politics. He entered Rajasthan politics in 2002. And he was one of the youngest members of parliament in, I think, in 2004. And then he won the elections 2 times. In 2014, he lost. And then again, he went back to Rajasthan politics. So the man is Sachin Pilot, and in the profile we looked at his evolution as a politician and why he is on the margins of Rajasthan politics right now. And recently we have seen that he has led few protests against the government. He has few demands from the Ashok Gehlot government, and maybe through these demands he is trying to have a say, an important say in Rajasthan politics, as Rajasthan is going to hold assembly elections in November, December. This is what the profile talks about.
It's so interesting that you speak about this. And I know that I did a story that spoke about his leaving the party. So I want to understand, and I know a lot of people are now looking at me and telling me that, your story was wrong, etc., etc. I'm quite interested because, you've done like a larger in-depth follow-up to what I did. So what do you want? I mean, tell me a bit more about Sachin Pilot's demands, and then his protests. And I also want to know what are on-ground reactions to his political activities from the last 3 months.
Before I answer your question, if we could go back to 2014, when he became Rajasthan Congress president. At the time in 2013 assembly elections, the Congress got only 21 seats. That was the lowest tally the Congress received in Rajasthan. At that time, Sachin Pilot was brought as Congress president, and he was there for 5 years. Until 2020, he remained as state Congress president. But Congress loyalists say that he did a lot of groundwork, and by dint of his sheer hard work, the Congress could get 99 seats in 2018 Rajasthan Assembly elections. After that, there was this tug of war between Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot, like who will be the chief minister of Rajasthan. If we look at the pre-poll surveys of CSDS, Lokniti, which is one of the renowned think tanks in India, so they did this survey, and it's there in the story also. Who is more popular? Is it Ashok Gehlot or Sachin Pilot? I think hands down it's Ashok Gehlot. That's what the survey. There were 3 surveys. In all of them, I think Ashok Gehlot came out on top. And at the same time, Ashok Gehlot still has good rapport with the high command. And at the time, it was Ahmed Patel who was Gandhi family's confidant. So it is said that Ahmed Patel favored Ashok Gehlot, and Gandhi family also favored Ashok Gehlot. And then Sachin at the time thought that he was given raw deal. He was made deputy chief minister. And Sachin Pilot's loyalists are also alleged that though he became deputy chief minister, but he did not have any power. He could not get anything moved from one. So is there in the article also, one of the MPs, he wanted to get something done in Rajasthan, and he called up Sachin Pilot, and Sachin Pilot said that there were clear instructions from Ashok Gehlot that nobody should listen to me. So he could not get that particular task done for his MP friend. So that shows that what kind of maybe humiliation he was facing, humiliation quote unquote. And since then it was downhill. Then he went to Manesar with 18 MLAs, tried to bring down government amid allegations that he was trying to join BJP. and there were also allegations that, or there were the speculation that around 30 MLAs wanted to join him, but they could not because the borders were sealed, and that was the COVID time. So in last couple of months, 3 months or 4 months, he is again back in action, Sachin Pilot. And before that, I mean, there was another incident where Ashok Gehlot was primed to become Congress president, and at the time Ajay Mankan was the Congress in charge of Rajasthan. So at the time it was, I mean, people believe that Sachin Pilot will be
the next chief
will
minister.
succeed Ashok Gehlot.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen because Ashok Gehlot, sources said Ashok Gehlot wanted his own, his own loyalists to be chief minister.
Yeah.
So even like both are rebels in a sense. Ashok Gehlot also defied Congress high command. Sachin Pilot also defied. But now, like 3-4 months, like in last 3-4 months, Sachin Pilot has again become very active. He has held fast just after Karnataka assembly elections. That was 1-day fast. Then next month he held 5-day foot march from Ajmer to Jaipur. 150 kilometer, if I'm correct, 125 kilometer foot march.
Something about that, yeah.
And there he raised 3 demands. One is that Ashok Gehlot should take action against Vasundhara Raje in mining allocation case. The second is that there had been so many exam paper leaks, so students should be compensated for that. And the third was revamping Rajasthan Public Service Commission. So he believes that there are people in Rajasthan Public Service Commission who are hand in glove, or who have who have links with these exam paper links, recurring exam paper leaks. So these are the 3 demands. But it has political, of course, every move that you make will have political, they want to get political mileage out of it. So one of the AICC, All India Congress Committee office bearers told me that if you want to further your agenda, even one issue is enough. I asked him this question whether exam paper leak would be a big issue in elections, and why is he harping on this issue. So he's saying it may not be the only issue, but this is the issue where Sachin Pilot feels that this might get him something from the high command.
You know, that's so interesting that you say. It's so interesting that you say this, and I think that, and what you told us also makes it very easy for us to segue to the story that Pratyush did, which is quite exciting. You know, you spoke about how Sachin Pilot couldn't quite help his MP friend. Pratyush, you have done a story where I feel the current government has been helping their friends quite extensively. So, you know, why don't you just tell us about the story, and how did you find out about this misuse of the Vithal Bhai Patel housing complex?
So VP House is in Rafi Marg. If you go to the Lutyens Delhi, it's like, you know, it's very like, you know, it's very close to Reserve Bank of India, and then UNI, Office of the United News of India, and then Constitutional Club. So it is just adjoining the Constitutional Club. So how I get the story, it is difficult to tell.
Try, Pratyush. Spill your
not
secrets.
Difficult actually. So I found out because like I was visiting VP House for quite some time. I was like amused to see a lot of like organizations, like, you know, the banner or the posters of the organization out there. So I didn't know it is illegal. So basically I was curious, what is happening? It's an office space or kind of a residential space? That was the first question that came to my mind when I was visiting the place to meet some other people. While visiting it, so the question was in my mind. So, but you know, I did a story earlier this month, earlier actually in June, where I was seizing a fraud. His name was is Rajyavardhan Singh Parmar. So that the story goes like this: कि the Parmar took a girl to the UP Bhavan, Uttar Pradesh Bhavan, promising her to arrange some meeting with Rajnath Singh, Nitin Gadkari, and few other top BJP leaders. So, but what happened, according to the victim, is like Parmar sexually assaulted the girl inside the UP Bhavan, And then the girl went to Chanakyapuri police station, then she complained and the saga started. So when I came to know about this incident, I was very curious, who is this guy? Rajyavardhan Singh Parmar, how could be he so powerful to take a girl to just a government guest house and then to sexually assault her? Then while I was doing research on this guy, who is he, I was searching his Facebook pages. Then I was searching his all the he was for your information, he is the leader of Maharana Pratap Sena, who wants to remove all the majars and the masjids and all sort of. He's basically a right-wing fringe, we can say. So, one of his videos, he always claims that there is a threat to his life from Pakistan and Muslims. So he used to do Facebook live and says कि यार मुझे इतना threat आया है.
And this person had access to.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm coming to the VP house thing.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah. So in one of his video, he says कि today some Muslims attack my house and I live near to the parliament. So that was interesting, near to the parliament. So where does this guy live? So then I somehow contacted some people and I learned that he stays in VP house. Then I look, okay, this guy is staying in VP house, like who has no social capital per se, in a sense. He is not a politician. He's not even an MP. His only political affiliation is some obscure,
some random fringe.
Maharana Pratap Sena, who does all ki Taj Mahal ko Teju Mahal banayenge. Ye sab kaam karte hain. So I went there. I found out, yes, he's living there. I met his family.
VP house is not to be confused with Vice President house.
It is Vithal Bhai Patel house. Yeah. So short form we are talking VP house. So I found out he's really staying there. So we did the story in June. So since then we have this idea that there's something wrong in the Vithal Bhai Patel house. Random people are staying there. Then we got a tip from someone not only random people but lot of RSS-linked organizations are also working from this VP house complex.
So it's both accommodation and official residence for a lot of right-wing activity.
It is basically, officially it is meant for residential purpose. But what does this groups, RSS-linked groups or the individuals do? They request some MP, please allot me a house. Then the MP allots the house and then he uses this house for this political works. Basically, he makes it the office kind of a space where he stays as well as he does all the office work. People can go and meet there. So it's basically office come residence. In some cases it is basically office. In case of one TV channel called Janam TV, it's a BJP supported news channel, as we are being told by the South people from the Kerala. So basically they propagate on behalf of BJP in Kerala. So they have their flat is not even residential. When I entered there, I saw totally it's a kind of an office space.
Like a studio office space.
Yeah, totally office space. It's like a proper desk for the persons, like proper chairs. It is nowhere nobody can say it residential. So so a lot of things are going on. We found another house as well where this kind of official things are going on, which is illegal. So that's how we figure out, a lot of things are going on. We have to figure out more.
The business of running businesses from Vithal Bhai.
Yeah, for MPs, and it is very cheap. I was told by the CPWD officials out there, it is one BHK kind of a place in VP house cost only 8,000. That's really lovely mark. So it is very.
I mean, they should give it to us poor journalists.
So these guys are staying for free, you can say.
Quite literally. It's also really, really sad. This is where taxpayer money is going in.
Yeah, seat of power is close to CP. Delhi is in your 8,000 when you are staying in Lutyens
So
Delhi.
only MPs and former MPs are allowed to stay there?
Yeah, that guest can also stay, but it is for a limited period. And guest, in some rules like Rajya Sabha, for guests also have to be MPs, but former MPs. But in Lok Sabha, some other other persons
other
from
categories
also there, but not for this official purposes. And nobody in any way there is a common government rule that says you cannot sublet the house allotted to a particular official or a MP or any government. So basically no, but there are a lot of other people, there is a flat of Hema Malini as well, for your information. This is not in the story.
Yeah.
I visited that. But
did you ever meet her?
Yeah, I tried to. Actually, I went to meet her.
Of course you did.
I went to meet her.
No wonder you've been.
Can I meet Hema Malini? Then someone else opened the door and said, no, it is allotted for Hema Malini. But someone else stays here. Basically हिंदी में बोला हेमा मालिनी के लिए अलॉट है लेकिन कोई और रहता है. बोला मैम को नहीं मिल पाएंगे. इसके no
You
दरवाजा
should have
door
gone
closed.
with bouquet and all. Like, I'm just fan
Yeah,
of
and
ma'am.
see now, when he started the story saying he spends a lot of time in VP House. We know why. You're stalking him, Amalini. Interesting. Fair enough. I feel she's your representative, where we should be allowed to meet her. But I think, Pratyush, you said something very interesting where you mentioned how you opened this residential area and suddenly it was all desk and computers and almost like a political war room that existed there. And that makes me really go back to Shiv, your story. Because of course this conversation about Sachin Pilot having engaged political consultancy and their services, I'm quite and the fact that these consultancies are the ones sort of consulting him to do a dharna or, for example, the walk that he did. So I'm sort of interested to know, one, just tell me a bit more about what are the impact that his actions have had on local people and particularly people from his constituency, Dosa.
So I was in Dosa for one day on June 11th. June 11th was the death anniversary of his father, and I met a lot of supporters. I think 7 out of 10 were Gujars, and I asked them same question: should Sachin Pilot stay with the party or should he leave the party? So most of them were, like almost all of them were unanimous in saying that Sachin Pilot should stay with the party. I mean, they were more convincing when they were saying that, yeah, he has good future if he stays in the party, and less convincing when they were saying, yeah, Sachin can also win a lot of seats on his own. But they were not convincing. They didn't sound convincing. So that was the sentiment on the ground. And I asked them about like how do they feel, how Sachin has been treated by Ashok Gehlot or by the High Command. That like Sachin has been backstabbed. Sachin did a lot of work when he was PCC president. It was because Sachin Pilot that Congress could come back to power after staying out of power for 5 years. But when you talk to AICC office bearers, they have different understanding different understanding of electoral victories. It's not one person who can help you win the whole state unless somebody is Mahatma Gandhi. And there's a whole machinery, whole organization that works behind the scene. So it can't be said that Sachin Pilot is the only reason, but of course he had, I mean, his contribution was big, but it's very wrong to say that Sachin Pilot is the only reason. That's why Congress won assembly elections in 2018.
And with that, we'll end the video segment of our podcast. If you want to know a bit more about our conversation and hear the whole episode, please listen to the podcast in audio format. Log on to newslaundry.com and pay to keep news free.
Journalism at Newslaundry is powered by the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Visit newslaundry.com/subscription and pick a payment plan of your choice. Pay to keep news free and independent. Your future, and indeed the future of democracy, depends on it.